Hi everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is Schoning from the Soul Lighthouse, and each month I record an energy podcast. We are now in September 2015. Can you believe it? 9 months of the year has just swept by in a flurry of action, and more action. There's been some apathy, and there's also been a fair bit of antagonism and aggression at the same time. 2015 has raised anxiety levels, and if we're honest with ourselves, most of us will confess to feeling as if life is accelerating at top speed. Sometimes I feel a little bit like I'm driving a car in that Top Gear show, and I have my feet flat on the accelerator. But instead of enjoying my lap around the track, I have my eyes squeezed shut. My mouth is wide open in, oh my God, am I going to make it around the finish line? And I am hanging onto the steering wheel with a grimly determined, white-knuckled grip. I need Stig. Where is he when you need him the most? And there is a part of me who is terrified of the ride and just wishing that someone would come along and tell me what to do and take charge of it all. And even as I think that, I know deep down that I am the authority in my life that I'm waiting for. I am the expert on my own life that I'm waiting to step up and take charge of it. And this brings me to the first message that September 2015 has in store for us. And it asks, who or what is your highest authority? And think about this question for a moment. What has the most power to influence your decisions and your actions? September asks you, who or what is the highest authority when it comes to your emotions, or finding your purpose, or allowing yourself to go on a journey of self-development and growth? Who is the authority in your spiritual life, or on your soul journey, or in your relationship, your work? Or when it comes to risking yourself by falling in love or emigrating or starting a new business, or even ending a relationship or a career that no longer serves. We all give our power away in 100 different ways every single day. And sometimes we do it in huge, disempowering chunks, sometimes in barely noticeable, bite-sized pieces. And if you have ever said things like, I can't leave this job because of the money, or I can't leave this relationship because of the finances, then you need to ask the question, is your higher authority perhaps money? If you have ever gone against your gut instinct and done what someone else told you to do, then perhaps your higher authority is what other people think and say you should be doing. If you have ever found yourself in a situation where you're compromising your belief and your truth for somebody else's truth, then your higher authority might be in keeping the peace at all costs. We can have a person or money, a place, a country, a job, an image, a status as our higher authority of why we do or why we don't do something. And September asks us to let go of whatever drains our energy, consumes and feeds off our power, and holds us in a space of limitation and minimizing our inner strength, talent, capability, and power. It asks us to question what diminishes our truth, our authenticity, what diminishes what we know to be right. And it asks us, whose permission are you waiting for to get started in your life. The second thing that September asks us to focus on is this issue of action versus allowance. And action has been an ongoing buzzword for this entire year. I think in every single podcast that I have sent out, I have spoken about this issue of action. But September asks us also to focus on what we need to be doing to prepare ourselves to receive. So much of our attention and our action goes externally, as in what I need to be doing in order to manifest this or that. And we forget that we need to be able to receive as well. It's no longer enough to say, what are the steps I need to do or take in order to be successful or attract a partner or find a job. We have to turn that focus inward and ask ourselves, what should I be doing? Or what should I be releasing? Or allowing or cleansing within me to enable this flow so that I can receive? What do I need to recognize within me that will allow the flow so that I can achieve? What can I be doing within me to recognize my worthiness to receive? And as I affirm my abilities or acknowledge my talents, what else do I need to do to allow myself to receive? Most of us do so much work to create what we want. We work incredibly hard to achieve the goals that we've set for ourselves. Where we fall down so hard is not allowing ourselves to receive. It's almost become a social weakness to admit that we can be worthy of receiving. God forbid that someone should think us arrogant or egotistical if we stand up and A, claim our authority, and B, our right to abundance. And this leads me to the next point that September asks us to remember, and it's called the arrogance of playing small. Now I get it. We're not all Michelangelos, we're not all Da Vinci's. I look at some of the people who are experts in the field that I operate in, and I think I would love to have just 5% of the success and achievement that I think they are enjoying. But be honest with yourself. There are times when we hold ourselves back, or we don't even start at all because we fear that we are not as good, or we haven't got enough to offer, or we are not as smart or clever or rich or worthy or capable or talented or well known enough as whoever it is that we are comparing ourselves to. Why would the world listen to what I have to say? Why would the world read my book or buy my products or come on my program? We whisper to ourselves. Who do I think I am? We say, even to hope that this project or this dream or this blog or whatever it is that we are working on could be anywhere near as successful as the image we have in our mind of what other people enjoy when we talk about success. September reminds us that everything, and I do mean absolutely everything, starts with that one small first step. To get anywhere in life, anywhere, whether it is in crossing the road or climbing the stairs or walking towards a new job or career, it all begins with one small first step. And then another. And then another. It's breathe. Step. Breathe. Step. take your attention off what everyone else is doing and focus your attention on just one step that you could be doing right now, today, to move towards your goal. And if it's self-worth that is holding you back, or self-limitation that is your problem, you might want to join us next week when we talk about the issue of self-worth and self-confidence and self-belief in a Skype seminar program. Check the newsletter for more details. But back to the most important message of September. And it is this. It is the bridge. Have you ever felt that the world is just getting faster and faster and faster? If you've ever said, I don't know what is happening, but it feels like everything is speeding up to a level that I just can't keep up anymore, then you're right. We have been aware for many years that the energy frequency has been accelerating. In the 1940s, the deep earth resonance frequency was measured at between 5 to 7 megahertz per second. In 2010, it was measured at around 12 to 13 megahertz per second. Today, it is currently sitting at between 18 to 20 megahertz per second and accelerating rapidly. There have even been peaks up to 33 megahertz per second that have been recorded recently. Now, this is not new age, touchy-feely, hocus-pocus opinion. This is scientific fact. The Earth electromagnetic frequency is being amplified and is accelerating on a year-by-year basis. Now, we humans also have our own electromagnetic resonance. And we talk about the beta, alpha, theta, and delta brain waves. We all know, for instance, that the alpha frequency is desired for relaxation and stress release, and that it resonates at 8 to 12 megahertz per second. Theta waves operate at 4 to 8 megahertz per second, and this is the frequency that we want to drop into when we are meditating or doing trance work. Beta, on the other hand, is a state of alertness, that state that is desired for cognitive function, and it allows us to complete conscious tasks such as schoolwork or work-based activities, and that operates between 13 to 30 megahertz per second. So why am I telling you this? Because before, when we felt overwhelmed or overstimulated, when we felt too stressed, we simply had to go into a space of grounding, of centering our vibration to the Earth's vibration. Because essentially, the heartbeat of the Earth was at the rate of theta waves, and it was a very calming, soothing exercise on the entire physiology and psychology of the body. Even up to a few years ago, when we were grounding our energy, we were relaxing our energy to the equivalent of alpha waves. Not as deep as theta, but relaxing and calming nonetheless. Now, in 2015, when we ground, we are tuning into a vibration which is equal to that of our beta frequencies, which is one of high alert, arousal, stimulation. And the effect is that many of us are feeling frazzled, overwhelmed, constantly anxious, uptight, and unable to relax. It's why we are waking up in the morning more tired than we were when we went to bed. It is why we feel that we are constantly running and running and running, but never actually getting anywhere. It is because we are on a bridge between frequencies, and we are moving towards some very high frequencies indeed. Some people are saying that these frequencies are taking us to align with the Christ consciousness, which, as you know, operates at 33 megahertz per second. So what do? How do we cross this bridge? How do we keep our sanity and our energy intact? And how do we find a way to restore and revitalize our energy in this overstimulated, high alert, high arousal time that we are in? And it comes down to this. We have to find a way to center our energy in source. And whether you call that God, whether you call that divine, whether you call it spirit, whether you call that all that is, it is vital for our well-being that we center and hold ourselves in this divine energy. The world is changing. Every aspect of our world, money, corporate, politics, relationships, religion, education, is being bombarded with this energy, and the configuration of all these well-known structures of our society is changing. They are all on the bridge with us. They are all part of this bridge metamorphosis. Now, the good thing of all of this transition is this. There is a mass consciousness awakening that is happening around the globe as more and more people are feeling this acceleration of energy. Some people call it the ascension. Some people call it the great energy shift. Quite simply, it is a bridge. And as we discussed earlier, how do we get over a bridge? One small step at a time. To go back to September's message, ground your energy in source and find your highest authority in that divine energy. Take action and allow the transition that is happening within your space. Do not play small. This is not a time for any of us to play small. This is a time for us all to step up and step into our divine birthright. Because the acceleration is here to awaken us to all that we can be. And what is that? Fully aligned and realized with the source of all that is. Fully awakened and aware, fully in our purpose, fully divine. I wish you a blessed month. I wish you a month of calm moments and enormous power to reach your potential. And I will be back with you in October. Until then, take gentle care of you. Lots of love. Thank you for listening. This is Sue Schoning of the Soul Lighthouse. Bye for now.